Hi, Jolynn. How you doing? Okay, I've got your work up here. Um, Talking about color, molecular construction looks odd. We'll address all of those comments, but let me get this situated in the window where we can see it. There we go. All right, that's perfect, perfect. Okay, so my first question is, I'm a little confused as to, actually, you know what? This is a I can down. Well, actually, I can't. It's a JPEG. I thought it was a PDF that I can download and check the size. But right now, I can't tell whether this outer frame is part of the front of the poster or if this is the actual uh, document size. Um, I mean, I think it looks nice with the outer frame. I do. I think it frames it quite nicely. I don't know about the black stroke on the outside of the background color box, though. I think the texture on the background is interesting. My question to you is there significance in your color choices? You've got the green kind of teal color for the background. You've added that wonderful texture. That looks good. The brown, I'm not so sure about the color brown to represent penicillin. Um, Brown is quite often considered to be kind of a color that represents earth tones and represents dirt itself and ground as well as rocks and things. So it's a very much an earth tone. So I'm not sure if that's it's a great choice for the color of penicillin. Penicillin is a chemical molecular compound. So I'm just not sure about using an earth tone to represent penicillin. You may consider further exploration of the color choices. Now, let me see. I read a really interesting set of comments here on Hillary's comments. So read these. This is fantastic setup. Good job, Hillary. It was really good feedback here. One of the things that she is saying is that this causes a little bit of visual vibration. And it does. And the reason it does is because basically the red and the green are complementary colors, which will complementary colors, one placed on top of a complementary color will cause a little bit of visual vibration. And the reason being is that it's so there's such a high degree of contrast that it kind of plays a little optical illusion in creating this kind of visual vibration. I believe that's what Hillary was referring to in her color when she's specifically referring to reds, where she says it almost forcing my eyes to focus correctly. She's referring to this kind of visual vibration here, which is a phenomenon associated with high contrasting type on a high contrasting background color. The concept, I love it. I think it's really effective. The viewer gets it immediately, and really good job applying this to typography instead of just trying to slip an illustration in there. That's very effective. Um, I think one thing though, let me see here. This two lines here, Alexander Fleming's Nobel Prize journey. Hmm. I'm wondering if we didn't do something like, well, actually, no. I think it's a good setup. It's a good setup. I was going to recommend that you place these on the same line and maybe assemble it like this in one line instead of two. But that's going to be your personal preference. Either way, I'm okay with it. Um, this is good. Good kerning here. Pretty good kerning through here, although you're a little tight in some areas, like right here, the X and the A really tight. They're actually looks like they're touching. So watch. I would open this up a little bit specifically also, and again, because it is a serif typeface, so you want to give a little bit more room there, especially when you're using color. Um, Looks good. This looks good. I would kern that apostrophe away from the G. Right now, you're touching that little loop, that ear. That's called an ear right there, that portion of the G. It's touching, making contact with the apostrophe. So I would kern that out. The apostrophe is a character. You place your um, cursor right there, you'll be able to kern it out a little bit and increase that space. I would also decrease the space between the S and the backside of the apostrophe as well. Other than that, I think you're looking great. One thing I would like you to consider is what is the relevance of your color choices? Are they relevant? And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, and that's a little bit of a disconnect, I think, in using an earth tone to represent a actual chemical compound. So you may reconsider that, and also try to introduce another color here that doesn't provide that high contrasting visual vibration associated with placing a high contrasting color of type on a high contrasting background. Other than that, I think it's really a neat start. I think this is a good job right here. But it works perfectly. It really does. It's very readable. So continue your color explorations and watch your letter spacing as mentioned. But other than that, I think you're doing a good job. All right. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you.